Hi, check it out. These are the brand new Leatt HydraDri shoes. I am here on a soaking wet day to test them against these, the Trailcross GTX. How are they going to get on? Let's find out. Let's put the HydraDri on then. You don't have to put this in every time you go ride. That's literally because this box fresh. Definitely going to need this little tag at the back, see? That's handy. Because, up she goes. Okay, the tag's not too strong, so that's there now, that's flopping. And then cinch it down, a lot of excess, so just double that over on itself and bring up the little booty. We're going to call it a booty, why not? Up it zips, and we're good to go. Oh, there's that strap, look, just pop that into. The first impression's that they feel pretty sturdy. Like if you look at the Trailcross, it looks more open, as if more water can get into your foot there, whereas that looks like a shoe with a massive overshoe on the top. This looks like a really beefed up boot which has been made waterproof. So let's go and see how these perform. Right, I've had a little pedal around. Let's take it down some proper trails. Oh, hell. Splashing my moon. Here are the two shoes then. This is the 510 Trailcross GTX. Been wearing this pretty much since they released it. And this is the brand new Leatt HydraDri waterproof flat pedal shoe that I've been wearing today. It's been raining, actually tipping down on and off. We've been riding it through puddles, dirt, mud, deep mud and all the rest of it. So I think we've had a pretty good crack at putting it through its paces. Let's take a look at the features on both of them, starting with probably the most important part of the shoe, and I reckon that is the sole. I mean, there's very little out there that can beat the stealth rubber on a 510 shoe. I think it's envied by a lot of other footwear companies. On the bottom of this, you got Leatt's Ride Grip Pro sole. I know what you're thinking. Is it better? I don't think it is better. I mean, I've ridden loads of pairs of shoes, and I always come back to the stealth rubber on the 510. It's just a fact. I think they are the leaders in sole technology. When 510 released the Trailcross, they built in these grooves to help with hiker bike and when you're walking, when you're not on the bike. And you can see that Leatt have done a similar thing there, using the grooves front and back. I mean, did we hike a bike? Nearly made it up a big hill and I had to walk for a bit. But I probably haven't had enough time to test the hiker bike properties. Another interesting thing is the difference in the closure system on the two. So the Trailcross uses just a standard lace system. I mean, can't get more basic than that really, can you? The Leatt is pretty much a flat shoe with a waterproof overshoe sort of stitched or glued around it. And then the closure system is this little popper and zip. And all I'm seeing there is, number one, there's two things to go wrong. One more thing to go wrong than a lace. And also, when you're riding through all the dirt, grime and grit and all the rest of it, I reckon a lot of it's going to end up getting in that closure, and over the long term, I'm not sure how it's going to have an effect on the shoe. Time will tell. Dirt will tell. So that's just one observation. I mean, what I can say, these things kept my feet bone dry. We were through all sorts, really deep puddles. I think we were in a river at one point. New rivers, just in a new river. And there's been rain coming down. Disclaimer, these things ain't gonna work just like any other waterproof shoe if you haven't got a decent pair of trousers with them. And the top of those trousers needs to come over the top of the ankle of the shoe. Otherwise, guess what? There's still a massive hole right there that the water can get into. So yeah, essentially the waterproofing worked. So let's take a little look at the back of this Leatt shoe. This was a pull-on tab. I think I might have been a bit heavy-handed because, as you can see, a bit of it came off. And to be fair, on the Trailcross, they've got exactly the same thing, because by the nature of these shoes, you want a tighter fit around your ankle, so you're going to need to pull it around your ankle. This thing I've been pulling on for months, actually probably more than 12 months, and it's still in one piece. Slight markdown for that. And then you can see like the flat pedal shoe coming through there, which uses this fast lace system. Really easy to use. I'm not sure it was as secure feeling when it was done up. Maybe I'll tighten it up a bit more the next time. I just feel like the straight down the line lacing system on the Trailcross Gore-Tex, it's just way simpler. And I tend to find that simpler things have less parts and features to go wrong on them. The one thing I did notice when I put the Leatts on, I don't know if the right word is clumpy, but essentially it's like wide, square and boxy. It's got that wide boxiness of the flat shoe with the waterproof booty. Booty? That's amazing. Booty attached to it, glued to it, sealed within it. Whereas this feels like it's just a more slimline, flexible, lightweight boot, which has had a flipping Gore-Tex shield added to it. And just side by side there, you can kind of tell the difference in shape and size with the two. These are both a size 11, so I think it's a fair comparison. And again, even looking down when I was on the bike, you could tell this thing from Leatt looked a bit more bulky. Again, just like the Trailcross Gore-Tex shoes, these new Leatt HydraDris have got reinforced sections both at the back there and at the front, and they just help with stuff like rock strikes, or if you're going through tight bits of single track with roots and that kind of thing. Do they feel as protective? Don't know. I would say that the Trailcross Gore-Tex have got a few more little protective features. For example, there is way stiffer on the Trailcross than on the HydraDri, and I think that's just because of the nature of that booty that's attached to the shoe, and this seems like a more built-in piece of armor, shall we say. And then that goes on the other side of the shoe too. And maybe that's just in my head, but it feels a little bit more protective, the Trailcross Gore-Tex. One thing I was really keen on testing with these Leatt shoes was the grip, the all-important grip. As I've already said, stealth rubber, and these use the Ride Grip Pro from Leatt. I wanted to test the grip. We're at a bit of a trail centre, but it's also got loads of natural trails built in. We found a few natural trails which had a mixture of a lot of roots. There were some little drop-offs, but I'm not going to go over the top with how big they were. And I think it was a decent test. Again, really grippy, and it might take a few rides to break in the sole of these, break in through the rubber. I'm not going to say they're any better than the stealth rubber soles though. I still think these are the ones to beat, the 510s. Comfort-wise, yeah, super comfortable. They'd let no water in, therefore my sock wasn't soaking wet, so all good on that account. I'm interested to test them on a longer ride, like an all-day ride, for example, where you might have heavy rain all day or a mixture of both, and to see how the mix of that, the fast lace closure and this zipper and popper work throughout a long day like that. So only time will tell whether the comfort will last on a long day, but for the ride I've been on today, absolutely mint. There you go, there's a quick rundown of the Leatt HydraDri shoes up against these, the awesome Trailcross Gore-Tex. For me, these are the ones I'm going to be reaching for, but I can't wait to spend a bit more time on the HydraDris to see how the sole beds in and see how they get on with them. Let me know what you ride, what shoes you ride with down in the comment section below, and I'll see you on the next one. What about I started hugging a tree? Too much? Oh, hello. No, I think that's too far.